We are live, Nora. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. It's wonderful to talk to you again.
Yeah, long time no see.
That's right.
It's been a long summer and for you. And my name's Ching Juhl. This is Juhl Media's a special live interview to someone special. And today my guest is Nora Armani, and she is a multi-talented person, actress, producer, film festival founder, you name it. So yeah, so glad to talk with you, Nora. So tell us, first of all, what's new?
Wow, there's so much. It's funny that, I go away for a few months or a couple of months, and then so much happens. And of course, you're no less in that domain because I follow you, what you're doing, and, your film, and then Sean getting into the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra, and your travels, and I'm like, oh, how does she manage and does all these editions of all these talks and so on. So hats off to you. It's really amazing, and thank you so much for hosting me yet again on this show.
Yeah,
Well, summer has been amazing, actually. I actually it started before summer, where in May I was in Las Vegas to do a feature film for Netflix. Actually, it's called Absolute Dominion, and
wow.
it's directed by Lexi Alexander, in which I play an important part, and I was so thrilled about that opportunity. So
Is it
that's
out yet? Is it out yet, or it's just in the
no, this
production?
is just finished shooting and
Okay.
it's in post production right now.
Mm,
Unfortunately, I don't even know when it's going to be released. I
mm,
guess we'll find out and I will inform everybody.
mm. Right. So can you give us a log line of?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a very interesting story. The premise being that the world is tired of fighting, and this is a futuristic thing. It's happening in the year 2085. And the
Oh,
world is
anyway, we're still gonna be living.
it's not that far off. Well, and this social media influencer comes up with the idea that instead of fighting and so many people dying, why don't we have every religion designate a fighter, and these fighters fight between themselves, like they actually do a fight in an arena, in a stadium, and whoever wins, their religion or their faction has the absolute dominion. So basically, this is the premise. I can't tell you more because
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I will be
We don't want to
revealing
give
the
it away.
plot. Yeah,
Yeah, we don't want to give it
yeah.
away. Well,
And
that's
of
nice.
course, needless to say, I'm not playing one of the fighters.
Mm. Yeah.
My character is the head of the MENA delegation, who comes in to make sure that everything is done under the conditions in the right way, and there's no foul play or cheating or
Mm.
anything like that going on. So I play that woman.
Now, I have been several of your performances, one person especially, and I'm always puzzled, like compared to making film and doing theater live. Now, one question, I have many questions. How, like, do you find making films easier because you just need to remember one line and you do over and over again? Where you do theater, you memorize the whole 1 hour and a half thing by yourself.
Totally.
How does that go? Like,
Totally. Well, since you're such an accomplished musician, let me bring you the music example. It's the example of sitting in an orchestra with the notes in front of you, the score, and playing. Of course, you should know how to read the score and you should know how to play. That's to be understood. As opposed to doing a solo concert and just playing the whole thing from memory. Of
Right.
course, when you're playing on your own, it's such a huge responsibility because you cannot forget, you cannot get stuck, you cannot, you need to know, you need to keep going on. And in music, it's even more difficult because you cannot make up things, If I forget a line or a word happens before another word and I change the meaning around or the sentence around and come back with the same meaning, fine. The audience is not sitting there with a script following what I'm saying. But
Right.
in music,
Yeah.
99.9% of the time, people even know these pieces.
Yeah. Right.
And they can tell when you played the wrong notes. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's more difficult.
Yeah.
But there is there is a process, as you know.
Yeah.
There is repetition, practice, and you don't attack the whole piece at once.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Right.
most important piece of advice I can give to anybody who's trying to memorize a huge number of lines.
Yeah.
Break it down into sections
Mm-hmm.
and focus on each section separately.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And
Right.
it's a lot easier on the brain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, isolate the problems. I usually when I teach violin and viola. When I teach my student, if a student start to play, and I see like four problems, I usually just say one thing at a time. Because if I state all four problems,
Yeah,
it's overwhelming. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I fix one thing at a time. Yeah. So, in terms of I always it puzzles me like how actors or actors get their roles. So, can you walk us a little bit of how
Ooh,
you get parts? Uh,
that is the most difficult part. I had a very good friend, an old time friend in Los Angeles, where I used to go and spend evenings together. And he used to work on my accent at the time, and so on and so forth. And we used to talk about different acting problems and how to tackle them and so on.
mm,
So he said one day to me, our job as actors is
mm.
to audition. That's
Yeah.
the job. Don't think there is beyond the job. That's the job.
Mm,
And if somebody decides to give you a role after that audition, then you should be very happy that not only you got your cake, but you also got a cherry on the cake.
mm,
So
mm.
unfortunately, that's a sad truth. But I guess it's about knowing people, and not, I don't mean to say knowing them socially, like going and drinking with the casting directors or inviting them to dinner, or that's not what I mean when I say knowing them. It's about them getting to know your work. And that comes with time, and that comes with a lot of auditions. And you shouldn't feel like, oh my God, I did 40 auditions and I didn't even book a part. Don't worry. That means there are 40 more people who know about your work and who are bound to think about you when something comes for which you might be right.
Mm. That's a
So,
very good way to put
yeah.
it.
And
Yeah.
they always tell you the audition is not for that part for which you're auditioning, but it's for the next part.
Yeah, that's very wisely
Yeah.
approach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. So now you are an actress and let's talk about this incredible film festival you started, and it's going to be coming at 10th edition. And can you tell us about the whole journey? How do you feel right now?
Yeah, it's overwhelming. That's what I can say. I mean, give me 3 books to memorize. I would say I love to do that, and it's easier than putting together a film festival. And I don't know how I got myself into it, because years before I started this festival, I had guest curated and had been presenting or been present at different film festivals. And I knew it wasn't news to me how you do a film festival. And that's why I had decided never ever to do something like that. And then something happened, and I decided that no, I need to do this one because it's about social issues, it's anti-violence, and all those things that we believe in. And before I knew it, I got sucked into it. And now when I look back, like in the last 9 editions until now, we have screened 600 films.
Wow.
From
Amazing.
40 countries, and it's no small feat. And of course, I don't want to take the entire credit. I cannot take the entire credit because you cannot organize something like this on your own by yourself. I can do my one-woman show by myself, but not the film festival. And we do have a great team, and of which you are a part. It's not a secret. And we've also been happy to screen your films on several occasions and had great experiences with them. It's a matter of believing in the mission that this festival stands for, which is shining the spotlight on films and filmmakers who tell socially relevant stories about human interests and human lives that matter for us.
Yeah.
So that is what really gets me excited and gets me going, even when I'm very, very tired and I go, I should stop this. I should stop. And then I think about all the wonderful filmmakers we've had, all the beautiful films we've screened. And then I go, no, I cannot just drop them. So I guess we're going into our 10th edition in March, and
you're starting to taking the submission now, right?
Yeah, submissions are now open, and there are several deadlines. The next deadline comes up September 14, and then there's another one November 14, and a last one, the final deadline is December 14. And I would say if there are filmmakers out there listening and they are considering, don't wait till the last deadline. If you have a film, submit it. The sooner, the better.
Yeah, the sooner also is cheaper, right?
That's
it gets
true.
more and more expensive.
That's true.
So I was just, that's lighting is bad, nice. I was wondering, like, how did you, like, at the beginning started in terms of like learning all the process? Like, are there like a book telling you, or someone give a course how to start a film festival?
Actually, I considered writing that book myself several times because I figured I'm sure somebody out there would be able to use it, but that's even more work than the actual festival. Well, because I had already organized, not necessarily the whole festival, but sidebars, like I had done a special sidebar at the Silver Lake Film Festival. I had brought Armenian films to the AFI Film Festival. And I knew how you go out and look for films, how to put together the program, how to find money, obviously, because you have to find money. These things I knew how to do. But organizing an entire festival from A to Z is not easy. However, there are wonderful people out there, and there is a group on Facebook. I don't know if they are still continuing because I was a member, but I haven't seen many postings recently. I think once we went online, it kind of slowed down, but maybe they're still there. And people post, ideas, thoughts, and tips there. And I must say that I have learned a lot from there. And from generous film festival directors who I have had the I've been lucky enough to get to know, they share ideas and thoughts. And then you learn a little bit from here, a little bit from there. And having been to a huge number of festivals myself, as a filmmaker, as a participant, as an audience member, you observe and you see how things are done. And then the most important piece of information is, of course, the platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you find your films?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
partnering with different industry players and industry partners, so that the festival has something to offer to the filmmakers besides just screening their films.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all of these, of course, the first year was, oh my God, it's like a huge learning curve.
Mm.
And then slowly you start figuring out your own way of doing it.
Right. I still remember the first year I came as an audience, and you were wearing something really flashy, beautiful, and with a hat,
Oh,
very
wow. Yeah.
interesting hat. Yeah. And I remember you. Yeah. I didn't know
Yeah.
you that well yet, but I came, and then that was in Coeur. Oh, is that a
At
cinema?
the quad, which is
Coeur.
where we
Right.
started. That's
Right.
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 And then on the second year, you were already part of it.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the second year we went to the Maisels. We
Mm.
couldn't do at the quad anymore because the quad got sold
Oh.
to the present owners, and they were going to start remodeling the
Mm-hmm.
place. And
Mm-hmm.
they told us they cannot guarantee our dates.
Mm.
But in the end, they did give us one or
Mm.
two dates,
Yeah.
but we couldn't do the entire festival there.
Mm.
So we went to Tribeca Cinemas, which doesn't exist anymore, and to Maisel Cinema,
Mm.
where we did the documentary section.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. That was really nice. It's intimate, right? So now let me ask you something else. This summer, and you have gone for a while, and you have been many cities, many locations, shooting the film, and you were also teaching a course. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I got invited to Armenia, to the American University of Armenia, to teach a summer semester. And it was an amazing experience because the topic I was teaching was about presence. And presence meaning presence for anybody who is coming into communication with any type of audience. It could be an audience of one that you are communicating with, or an audience of thousands if you are on stage or in front of the camera or anything like that. And it's very important to be present. The presence is the key factor to this. Like when I'm talking to you, I cannot be talking like this and thinking something else, or talking from under my breath and, or looking down. So presence is this, it's presence. So the course was about that. And it's not only for actors, because most of the students were from different disciplines. They were IT, they were business, they were communications, and different kinds of majors. But all of them, at some point or another in their lives, are going to be needing to communicate with someone or more people. So that was basically, it's based on different teachings of different coaches who talked about this topic, using theater exercises and focusing and so on and so forth. And of course, personally, it was an amazing learning experience for me, because I always say that the best way to learn something is to teach it, or inversely, when you teach something, you invariably learn.
I totally agree. Yeah. When you want to learn something, you teach it. And,
Yeah.
through the preparation, you become an expert. Well, of course, you're already, are a teacher, but you become better at that.
Absolutely, because each student is different,
Hmm.
and a student brings up a topic or something or situation comes up of which you hadn't thought, and then you address that on the spot based on your experiences and your expertise, and you start learning. Oh, wait a minute, I hadn't thought about that. See, it's like this, and hopefully you use them. And that's why when the university approached me to do my solo show Back on the Couch with Nora Armani, which I had done last November here in New York at the on Theater Row.
That was awesome. That was awesome. I was like, oh, did you guys record it? Is that so good? You
No, we
know?
haven't. No.
Oh no.
Well, a previous version of the show exists on tape, on a
Uh-huh.
DVD.
Yeah.
I do have a project of putting this version on tape, but I want to do it in a sound studio with 3
Mm.
cameras and so
Mm.
on. And I have to find the right combination.
But you know, Nora, your show is so funny, and it is really nice. You need to hear people laughing. You
Yeah,
know, it's like you need to have a reaction shot. You know, so it'll be ideally one camera facing audience whenever they laugh. Of course, they have to agree to be filmed, and then 3 other cameras facing you. You know, and I think the spontaneously live show I like live. Like right now, right? We're live. We're
yeah,
now like I'm now coming to your place to film you, and then doing different takes. That's not
yeah.
as yeah.
You're right. The one thing that I miss from that DVD, which I had done years ago of the previous version of my one woman show, is that you don't have the audience reactions in that because we filmed it in a sound stage with 3 cameras. And I mean, the cameraman is not going to laugh. Even if
Yeah.
they did, it's not like a live audience. Yeah, I have to think about that because this place which I have access to, where I can shoot
Mhm.
the 3 camera version, can allow audience to come in.
Mm,
So we have to
mm,
find out the right time and how to do it so that
mm,
maybe get an invited audience and
mhm.
but what if
Yeah.
they don't laugh?
No, 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 that's not possible. It's so funny. Yeah, it's so funny. Special the dancing part.
Oh
The
yeah, the
hugging
keys.
hugging yourself. That's R-rated. Oh.
I know.
That's very, very witty, very great writing. Deep down, you have to always think about a great actress or actor. They're doing so great work, and people give credits to the actors. But deep down, the first credit should give to the writer.
Yeah.
Right? Which you wrote it. So
I did. And also, I have to admit that it didn't evolve in one go. I mean, you don't sit down and write it in 2 weeks or 3 months or whatever it is. It's over the years,
mhm,
you
mhm,
know, it
mhm,
develops. And then you say, oh, no, I don't like the way I'm saying this. Maybe I'll change it. I say it this way. I say it that
mhm,
way. That's why the show was originally called On the Couch with Nora Armani. And
mhm,
then when I got this opportunity to do it at United Solo Festival in November, last November, I figured I'm not going to do the same show again like the way I've done it so many years ago. This is a very good opportunity to rewrite
mhm,
and bring it up to date and
mhm.
change certain things,
Right.
which, because I have changed, times have changed, the same things might not be funny anymore,
Mhm,
or other things might be very funny now.
mhm. Right.
So that's why it's called now Back on the Couch with Nora Armani.
Oh, back. Right, right, right. You're back. Right. Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny. That's funny. So, yeah, I want to say hello to Sean. Sean is here.
Oh,
Uh,
wow. We should
yeah,
congratulate him live.
yeah. He's in Essen, Germany now. He's
Wow.
he's he's already been he's been on tour for over a week, I would say, since 15th of August, and he has been in what? How many cities? 5 or 6? Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's
Vienna.
tiring.
Vienna, yeah, and
Do they
Hamburg.
sleep in between or just?
Uh, n- yeah, it's a very tiring. It's they play one concert, then move to another city. They play another concert, move to another city. Yeah, so
Oh, my
they
God.
they don't have a lot of day off. Maybe altogether 3 weeks. I would count to like have 3 days off. Yeah,
A
yeah.
day a week.
That
Wow.
3 weeks. Yeah, more than 3 weeks. Yeah. So I'm going to see him, meet him in Salzburg.
Well,
Uh,
I wish we
yeah.
could come and applaud him with
Oh
you.
yeah. August 31st. Happy birthday. That's your birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
we should.
they're playing
Yeah.
on my birthday. I should
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. They're playing. I don't know, Mahler 1 or Tchaikovsky 5. I don't remember. Yeah. So yeah, it should be a nice trip. So yeah. Now, can you talk a little bit about your background? What is
Sure.
Armani? What is the name of Armani from?
Well, Armani is actually my stage name, is not my birth name. My birth name is Exerjan, which is
Oh my
like
God.
a
Oh, okay.
mouthful.
Oh yeah.
And
Okay.
that's my Armenian roots, my Armenian family name. And it was becoming a bit difficult, even though now that you find people with all sorts of names and people are learning those names, that's not a big deal. But at the time I was starting in as an actor, it was a bit difficult, and you had to spell it each time. How do you spell that? Ekser. So, and then my former mother-in-law, one day she said to me, I found the name for you. And I go, what? She goes, Armani. And I go, oh my God, that's crazy. Why? Because it means Armenian in a number of languages. And also, my mother had just passed away, and her name is Armine, and which is Armani. Armine is kind of like a, similar sound. So, as an homage to her, by the way, she was a violinist who
Wow.
had to drop the violin to get married and make me. And I
Mm.
always felt, why? Why do women have to do these things at the time? But it was like that. So, and I felt, wow, that's really amazing, because it's kind of like an homage to her. And also, it's easy. Everybody
Mm. Yeah.
knows how to spell Armani. So,
Right. Right.
and
That's
it,
that's very very smart. Like even people have first name. Like I've been on Clubhouse a lot, and I see so many people, but I can't pronounce some of the names. So especially very long ones. So
yeah,
I think as a entertainer, right? You're a performer. I think you want people to remember your name quickly.
yeah, it has to be easy. And
Yeah.
also, it has another advantage. Alphabetically, if they list the names alphabetically, then my name would come up.
Yes, that's so true. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Andrew Yan is in the very last. It's not good. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Yeah. It should be Yan, Andrew, then it's A,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So
Yeah.
it's
So
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 I
back to
was
your yeah,
back to
back to
my
your
roots. I was
roots.
born in Egypt of Armenian parents, and I lived my childhood and adolescence in Egypt, and then I left Egypt to go to school, to go to university in England, in London.
Mm, mm,
And I graduated from the London School of Economics with a master's degree in sociology. So, but throughout that whole period that I was in London and Egypt and so on, I was acting. So it
mm.
wasn't like I was suddenly woke up one morning and say, oh, maybe I should be an actress now. So it was
So, what
literally,
do people? Why are you choosing sociology? What kind of work related to such subject? Sounds like a history, or or I don't know. This like a useless degree.
I know, tell me about it. Well, I'll tell you, it's not very useless, because after all these years, I found the use for it. And why did I go to sociology in the first place? Is because when I was growing up in Egypt and I wanted to be pursuing acting as a profession, um, it wasn't kind of the conducive atmosphere to go and become an actress, and the family pressure and all that. So I had to go to medical school. I did 1 year of medical school, and I felt, no, 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 this isn't for me. I don't want to go there. So what do? Transfer my credits to the American University in Cairo, AUC, which had at the time a drama. It didn't have a drama department, but had a theater group, which meant I could take part in the productions.
Hmm.
And I minored in drama, through acting and directing courses. Now they have a theater department, but at the time they didn't. So that was part of the reason. If they had, I would have majored in theater. Instead, I majored in sociology because that was something that interested me as well, about social issues, social behavior, social trends, and things like that. And then years later, when I studied sociology, I put it aside and I went on with my acting career. But with the film festival now, suddenly sociology has become part of my life again.
Right.
Yeah,
Socially relevant film
exactly.
festival. Yeah.
But
Wow,
you're
very.
right. It's a useless degree.
That's not nice to say. No, just kidding. Because I know my friend, very sharp friend, very smart friend, has history degree and has another religions degree. Yeah, my young friend, my young friend Nick, was canvassing with me, but he has 2 degrees. But it's a kind of a degree. These degrees, it's kind of difficult to find
Yeah,
work unless you become a researcher, get a PhD.
exactly.
Right, right.
Sociology, that's what you have to do. Either work in a statistics bureau or social agency or something like that, or continue and get a master's and then a PhD and get into academia, publish books, and so on and so forth. And I didn't want to do that either. But recently, I decided that maybe it was time to go back to school, and I went and got a second master's degree,
Wow, that's crazy.
this time in theater.
Wow,
I
that's
figured,
awesome. Yeah, I
okay,
came to your show. Yeah, I
yeah,
came
I
to
should have
Hunter.
done it way back when,
Yeah.
but instead I went into sociology, and now it's the time. It's never too late to go back
Hmm.
and get another degree.
What's the purpose of getting a master's degree in theater?
Well, the purpose is to teach, basically,
Mm,
which I
mm,
was doing anyway before that. It
mm,
wasn't like because now I have the master's, I can teach. I was teaching already. I had done master classes. I had taught at maybe even university level.
mm,
But when you have the degree, it's like more of a validation.
mm,
And also, I personally wanted to fill in the gaps in my knowledge.
mm,
Some people were telling me, "Why are you doing another master's degree? You can teach these courses." And I'm going,
mm,
"Yes,
mm,
I know I can teach some of them,
mm,
but this is an opportunity over a 2-year period
mm,
to find where are my gaps, where
mm,
are my knowledge gaps, and
mm.
then fill them in."
Yeah. Are you always like this, meaning very creative, very energetic, very organized? You're one of the
I'm
most
not
organized
organized.
people I've ever met, you know?
I wish I were more organized. That's the one area I am very hard on myself about, because I know people who are so disciplined and so organized, and I'm not. I am like a butterfly. I start something and then I jump into another thing and I multitask and I do a bit of this and a bit of that, which is not really very good.
I can tell. No, you're able to put things together. You're always on top of things. You send, gazillions of email to people, and it's like other festival or my film was submitted by other festival. No one sent me much, maybe one email, during the whole thing, and you're just very organized to me, and you contact your team members not only during the festival, and you already contact them way before, and then you also keep touch with them after, which
Hmm.
I think it's a very what's the word, commemorable thing to do,
Yeah, comment.
because
Yeah,
because everything is about relationship,
right.
right? and
Totally.
and you keep a very personal relationship with your people work with you. Now I have a question also. um you hire people or you work with someone, what are the three most important quality you're looking for?
Well, presence. Again, I'm going to go back to that presence. And what do I mean by presence? A lot of times people approach a job as just a job, okay? And of course, when you're not paying very much, you cannot expect much from anybody. But presence and doing something thoroughly or not doing it thoroughly has nothing to do with how much you get paid. Because there are people who get paid millions and they're still not thorough. And there are people who are volunteers and they do things so thoroughly that you feel like, wow, this is the person I want to be paying one day if we get the budget, you know? That's the presence. By presence, I mean like attention, focus, listening, because there is a lot of details in organizing a film festival. And one of the drawbacks of having different volunteers every year or interns every year is the fact that I have to explain everything again from the beginning to the person. And of course, needless to say, if the person isn't attentive and they're not listening properly and they ask questions that, prove that they didn't hear a word of what you said, then it's very annoying because it means I have to repeat the same thing 10,000 times, which I've already been doing for all these years. So that's the one thing I really appreciate very much. And also the person should be passionate about what this whole thing is about, because it's not a very rewarding
Financially.
Not financially, not emotionally, not in any way. The reward comes when the festival is happening and all the people are there and everybody's happy and we are talking to the filmmakers, and that's when the reward happens.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get there until you put all the background work into it.
Mm-hmm. And it helps if someone loves film,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, that's wonderful, and congratulations to you for almost 10 years of work. So, everybody, when is next year's dates? March
2023, probably from the 15th to the 31st, and maybe the online section will run over after the festival. As we showed last year, there was a demand for it, so we kept it running until April. And it might happen again. So it all depends on the filmmakers.
Yeah. Speaking of film, I'm going to shamelessly tell you that my Yangon Diary submitted to Film Hub. It's a distribution company. And on August 10th, I believe, they on the website, they said they deliver to Amazon. So,
wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Because Amazon, they don't take documentary.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
They used to, and then they started not to take. But your film is it's not so much like a documentary. There is so much more into it because all the people and it's a very important film in a very important period of U.S. history. So.
Right. We'll see what happens now because he's Andrew Yang started third party, and there's a lot of criticism from many directions. Yeah, we'll see what happens. So it's gonna be interesting, 2024, right? It's gonna be a lot of We'll keep our finger across. Now, something very, very great happened. Tell us a little bit about your award. You got a Lifetime Achievement Award, and tell us from who.
Well, this is something that was completely surprised to me, honestly. Like, I was not expecting. In fact, I'm even mixed feelings about a Lifetime Achievement Award because I don't consider myself having achieved enough in my lifetime to deserve a Lifetime Achievement Award. But I guess somebody noticed something that I've done and they decided to appreciate it. And this is happening in October. I am a guest of honor of the Alexandria Mediterranean Countries Film Festival, and it's the 38th edition, actually. They're the festival that's been running for a long time. This is their 38th edition in October. And I will be receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Minister of Culture of Egypt at this festival for the ensemble of my film work as an actor, for everything else, I guess, as an actor, as a producer, and as a film festival organizer. So I'm very, very happy to share that piece of information with everybody.
Yeah, let me go back to you, and that's just wonderful. Yeah, that's it's I guess it's a validation of your work, and also although you don't feel like you've lifetime, you still have many the
Yeah,
whole
because
life is
it's like a double-edged sword.
you're
You
too
feel
young.
like if they're
Yeah,
giving you a lifetime achievement
yeah,
award, that means
yeah.
it's over. You'll sit down in your corner.
Yeah. It should say, starting second. My husband always say second half, second half of health and second half life. But anyway, yeah, that's wonderful. So tell us a little bit about your social media presence. Like uh what kind of social media do you do?
Well, lately I haven't been doing very much except read what everybody else is posting. Uh, I like to post things of this sort, like the award and things like that, on Facebook and on Twitter.
Okay.
On Instagram, I put more like immediate photos and things. Recently, I allowed myself to take a vacation,
Uh-huh. Right.
a real vacation, because the last 10 years of my life as a filmmaker, as a festival organizer, as anything, as a teacher, as a student, I've been traveling. I've been doing quite a bit of traveling, but
Yeah.
each time it was to write something, to talk about something, to teach something, or perform,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this is work. It's not holiday.
Right.
So this
Right.
time around, on my way back from Armenia, when the semester was over, where I was teaching the presence course, I decided to give myself 4 days of doing nothing whatsoever and just relaxing on the shores of the Aegean Sea in Greece.
Wow. That's wonderful.
Yeah, and
Are you rejuvenate?
I do feel that it did something. It
Yeah.
energized me, and I took a lot of photos.
Uh-huh.
I haven't posted everything yet. I
Yeah.
posted some of them, and those are the kind of photos that I prefer to put on Instagram.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you are on Instagram, and are you also, what do you think about TikTok?
Oh, okay. I'm very new on TikTok. I should take lessons from you or anybody else who's out there who might
Yeah.
be happy to teach me,
Uh-huh.
because TikTok is like, I don't understand how people do those videos. They go like this, and then something appears, and the writing here, you don't have to
Oh.
do this, and you
Oh.
have to do that, and so
Yeah.
on. And I wish I could do those. I
No,
don't know
I
how to
think
do
I
them.
think you tape yourself first, and you after a while you know where to point, and then there's a sticker
Ah,
after
and
you
then you
make
put the
there's
stick
sticker
on.
you can put on these locations. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I could do the TikTok with some tips about presence and the
Yeah.
teaching and things like that.
Come on to Clubhouse. There's a group taught teaching you TikTok every
Oh,
morning.
okay.
Yeah, a
That's
wonderful
cool.
group. It's called Eight
Yeah.
Dragons. They
I
have a
want
YouTube channel.
to
Eight Dragons.
eight dragons.
Number eight. Yeah, number eight.
Okay.
Eight Dragons. It's
Okay.
a yeah, I've been listening to them a lot. And although my TikTok is not I don't have a lot of followers, but on Clubhouse I have 6,000.
I know you're amazing. You are like on Tik on Clubhouse all the time. I go like she wakes up and Clubhouse is on, and then she sleeps at night. Maybe
Yeah.
even when you're sleeping, it's
Yeah.
still on.
Yeah, that's possible. But the thing is, you can always listen and while you're washing dishes, or why are
Yes,
you
that's
doing
right.
other, why are you answering emails?
Yeah.
So then, but certain things you don't just listen. I at the beginning of the clubhouse, I go in to participate. I ask questions. I make comments. Only that way people will follow you. Because if you're always listening, nobody knows
And
who you
also,
are.
you cannot just listen, because if I'm using if I, when I'm working on my computer, like answering emails or doing even the for this film festival, I have to sort out through my videos from different films to provide them with clips that they can show. Even doing that is focused work.
Mhm.
So I cannot focus and listen to something on the side. If I do, it's going to be like something that goes into my ear and comes out the other without
Right.
making any impact.
Right, right, right. You're not 100% concentrate.
No, you're not.
Yeah,
And then you want to interject, say
yeah,
something,
yeah,
or it takes you away from what you're doing,
yeah.
unless it's
But
just washing the dishes.
yeah, I think what I don't know. It's not for everybody, but I actually contributed myself. I've done 77 episodes nonstop, teaching people how to use smartphone to shoot.
Wow.
Yeah, it's called smartphone video production, and I
See,
also
that's
have.
why you get followers, because you're giving them something worthwhile and
Yeah,
important.
yeah, yeah.
So,
I also get followers. I did other rooms. Like when Shanghai lockdown starts, I will open, uh, I mean, open a room. I mean, it's called pop up, not scheduled. And I will just interview people in Shanghai. And I will have the interview directly go into Clubhouse so that it's a live interview. So I would have like in half hour, 1,000 people come in.
wow.
Yeah, mostly Chinese. Yeah, they're curious about Shanghai lockdown, which is in late March through June. A long
That
time.
was a long time.
I know, long time. I think it's really people suffered. Business, small business, especially a lot of even big restaurant closed down because they can handle all the loss of a customer and also lockdown, and people cannot pay the rent when you cannot operate business. So it's really bad. So I
But
hope
did it
Shanghai,
make a difference?
huh? What?
Did it make a difference for the disease?
Yes, yes, they do control. Yeah, they do control, but they overreact for my knowledge, because Omicron is not gonna kill you. So in the United States, a lot of people had it, and then just 5 days later they feel better. So it's not like before. So the Chinese government gets so caught up, and but the problem is China is has the population of 1/5 of the world. They when you calculate how many people died in the United States, if they calculate the percentage, and they fear a lot of people will die, but Omicron is not going to die too much.
Yeah,
But anyway, also another problem is in China. There's a lot of elderly people,
that's
so
right.
elder people is more
Dangerous.
have a
Yeah.
yeah, have complication. Yeah, if they get it, and they don't vaccine too. There's not mandatory in China to vaccine.
Oh,
So for older people, they don't want to vaccine. So anyway, enough of China. Yeah. So we're. I know you have an event going on. We're
yeah, it's
ending. Yeah.
fun. But I really wanted to be on the Clubhouse more often, but I couldn't.
Mhm.
I even created a room for the festival at some point, and
Yeah.
we did do a couple of. Maybe as the dates get closer, I should start going back and informing
I
people.
I think you should start. You should start because it takes a while. It's not,
Wow.
yeah, my having 6,000 people is taking a while to build up. And also I think once I'm on it, I have a tribe. I know people, some are Chinese groups, some are filmmakers, mostly either Chinese or filmmakers. And so we kind of bond together. So I'm
Mm,
going to Greece, right? And many people from Clubhouse are going.
Wow. Are you going
Yeah,
to meet with them?
I will meet them. Yeah, yeah.
That
Uh,
is cool.
yeah, Darren Dangju is the one also helped me to hosting my room. He's a filmmaker and producer and editor from Atlanta. He's going, and then Johanna from Boston, the actress, is going, and I'm going. Another person is giving a lecture. Marketing is going, and then there's more people I don't personally know, so it should be interesting. And the person organizing it is is someone we met on Clubhouse. She
Wow.
Deborah
So
Wooten.
you see,
Yeah,
you created a
yeah,
network that's
yes, yes.
all over
Deborah.
the world. Yeah.
Yeah, Deborah Wooten is an English woman. She is a not cartoon, animation artist, filmmaker. So she and her husband lives in li, have been living in Greece for like more than, I don't know, 15 years or something.
Wow.
But they're English, they're British. So yeah, so it should be very interesting. Yeah, so the festival will involve like about 1 minute film school, which Darren Dangju is conducting. I will teach smartphone video
Yeah.
production, and then there's other course like say how to do makeup, how to pitch project. And they have like a Greek dance. They're gonna have like a
Wow. I want to go back.
I know they're gonna do a show, Shakespeare's Midsummer Night in the last night. They're gonna do a theater, and they also invited Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks live in Greece, so I
I
don't know
think
he
his
will
wife
come.
is Greek.
Oh, that's why. Yeah.
His wife is Greek, and she was responsible for the making of my big fat Greek wedding
Oh,
because
I
she
see.
came to see Nia Vardalos, the actress who created the show.
Yeah.
She liked it, and then they decided, and they kind of backed it up, and that's how the film got made, and then it became such a huge success.
Yeah. Oh, I have Mark is here. He's from Clubhouse. Mark,
Oh,
yeah, Shark Fin Tech. And Peter Mancu is my youngin. Yeah, so yeah, thanks for joining us. And earlier we have Ted is being with us. And should we do a very quick rapid fire?
yeah. So
Quick,
it's up to you. Ask me
yeah.
whatever.
We'll try to close at 6 o'clock. And yeah. Hi, you guys. Peter, Mark. Yeah, you can find me in Clubhouse. What? Battle full of boo? What? Bub? What's that? Uh, Battle full of bub. It's a music song. It's a song. Okay. Anyway, all right. Let's do. Before we do rapid fire, do you have anything else you wanted to
No,
mention?
I guess just the fact that, well, to what do I say? I was teaching, I performed, and then, oh, a film that I was starring in also
Uh-huh.
had a premiere this summer
Wow.
in Armenia at the
Mm,
Golden Apricot Film Festival. It's not a film that I did recently, it was
mm,
like some 30 years ago,
mhm.
and in which I look young and thin and all of the, and brunette and but some people said you haven't changed much, and I go,
Mhm.
do you need glasses? But
Yeah, yeah.
I know what they're talking about, like the
Yeah.
essence of the character of the person,
Personality.
yeah,
Yeah.
personality wise.
Right.
So that film was just screened, and it was very well received. So now it's available. I don't know what they intend to do. I think
Mm.
there's going to be a September release in
Mhm.
Paris.
Great.
So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So that was another surprise of this summer. And
Awesome.
I'm preparing another one woman show for for November. This time it's November 6th, again at the United Solo Festival on Theater Row coming
Mm.
up,
Mm.
which is a story about repatriations in the Soviet Union
Mm.
after the Second World War.
Mm.
So
Wow.
I'll tell more about it as we get closer to that date.
Yeah. I want to say something is that you are very lucky. You have George Clooney in your in your in your household, and he's also supportive, right? So yeah.
Yes, George,
Thank
in
you,
the good old.
George. Yeah, she has a lover. Happens to be George Clooney. No, I'm just kidding. Her husband's so handsome. Every time I see her husband, I say, "Hey, George."
Well, actually, it's so funny you should say that because he doesn't really look very much like George Clooney, except in certain pictures on certain angles,
Yeah.
he does. And then
Yeah.
every once in a while, it comes up again, and I go, "Wow, in this picture, you do
Yeah.
look like George Clooney."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't look like Amal Clooney. So,
You can work on it. Okay, so all right. Rapid fire. What's your favorite color?
red. Ah.
Me too. Me too. Um, all right. When you go to a Chinese restaurant, they also ask you chicken, beef, or pork. Which one?
Well, actually, neither.
Shrimp.
Shrimp, yes,
Okay.
or fish, more
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
fish.
Yeah. Oh, so what kind of a cuisine do you prefer?
I
I know you're a good cook.
Yeah, I do cook sometimes, not all the time. I like a lot of different cuisines, but recently, after coming back from Greece, I've been into Greek cuisine.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah. I can't wait to
or
experience it.
Italian, Greek or
Yeah.
Italian.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, any good book recommend
Hmm,
recently
yeah,
you read?
I'm reading a book called Focus, Focus. Focus. I don't remember the name of the author, but it's called Focus.
Mm,
It's a very good book because it's about focusing, and it has to do with presence, which is what
uh-huh.
I was teaching.
Yeah.
Not exactly from the same point of view, but in life, in everything we do. And this is something we need very much these days because our attention spans, because of the television and the phones and internet and all the social media, our attention spans have shortened. So we need to focus. So
Mhm.
this is a good book that I'm reading.
That's very very important to all of us being
Yeah.
focused. Yeah. Now, if you won a lottery with $25 million, how would you spend it?
Well,
Wishful thinking.
so many things I want to do. Well, I would definitely share it with people. I always think about elderly people, homeless people, and disability people with disability that need places that nurture them and create the atmosphere in which they can live. This is very, very important for me. Especially, I'm not disabled. I am not homeless, thank God, but I am getting to become elderly. So, from a personal point of view, and as we age and the world is changing, all of us can end up being disabled and homeless. So, these three elements interest me a lot. And if I suddenly won $25 million, I would definitely dedicate a big chunk of it, not necessarily to go and rebuild something from scratch, but to find organizations that already do this type of work and help them further. The other major thing I would do is make a movie. Yeah.
Yay. Yay. Speaking of movie, this is a kind of a question usually I don't ask, but I'm asking you anyway. Do you have can you name three actors, like three of them, like you really like?
Yeah. Helen Mirren, Colin Firth, and they're all British. And I want to say Meryl Streep. Everybody loves Meryl Streep, but I also okay. Can I say four in that case?
Sure.
Meryl Streep is the 3.5, and the fourth is Kate Blanchett.
Mm-hmm. Another
Very
British.
interesting. Yeah,
Right. Awesome.
Australian actually.
Oh, she's Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I love her. Yeah, wonderful. So now if you have a chance to have dinner with three persons, live or dead, who would you like to have dinner with?
Wow. I don't know. There's so many people. How many? Three people?
Three. Yeah.
Three people. Okay. Nelson Mandela, uh, the Dalai Lama. I will still have dinner with the Dalai Lama if
Yeah, that would be nice.
the
Yeah.
others are dead. And I would love to have dinner with Aki Kaurismäki, the Finnish filmmaker, and maybe Steven Spielberg to convince him that I'm his next actress.
Mm. Wow. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah. Yeah. Have dinner with him.
Yeah.
Invite him. Okay. It's 6 o'clock. Okay, two more questions. How about what is genre of music do you really like?
Ooh, I love a lot of different types of music. I love Balkan tunes like gypsy stuff and all that for, to get crazy and dance and forget the world around you. And I love Chopin. I love Chopin.
Yeah.
And my goal, my wish in life is that I should be able to play a Chopin before I die.
Yeah, you can. You can. Yeah.
I'm
Chopin.
working on it. I've been
Yeah.
taking piano lessons since
Yeah.
December. And
Yeah.
right now I can play Happy Birthday and Jingle Bells. Two hands, with two hands.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. Yeah. Keep playing. Playing musical instruments is very good for us, right?
Absolutely.
Mentally or physically. Yeah. Yeah. So, last question. Coffee or tea?
Oh, tea. Even though I do drink coffee in the morning, and
Yeah.
there is one kind of coffee that is okay for me, but
Yeah.
every time I get tempted when I'm outside and have coffee from Starbucks or anywhere else,
Yeah.
it gives me heartburn.
Oh.
And then I
Okay.
realize, I say, why am I drinking this coffee? It's not good for me.
Yeah.
Except one brand, an Italian brand, which I'm not supposed to say because they'll
Oh.
think it's supporting your show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't say it. Tell me later.
So it's that one that I have at home does not give me heartburn.
Yeah.
But everywhere else, I regret it later.
Wow. I
That's
love
why I
drinking.
prefer tea.
Now I love drinking Turkish coffee.
Mm,
Yeah,
it's kind.
it's actually doesn't have a caffeine. That's very strange.
How come?
I
That's so
can drink 3 o'clock p.m. or 10 p.m. It does not affect my sleep. Isn't that
oh,
interesting?
very
Yeah,
strange.
yeah. I'll give you a try sometime.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So we are at the end of this, and love to check later with you, and have another session with you when
Thank you. As
before
we
the
get
festival.
closer, when I
Yeah,
come back with the award, we can have another
yeah,
session.
yeah.
I'll
Let's
tell you
see.
all about it.
Yeah.
And I wish you all the best in your travel, and
Oh, thank you.
applaud Sean for me.
I will. Yeah, thank you. I'm going to first stop is Frankfurt, and then take a train to Austria, to Salzburg, and then go to Cologne, Wiesbaden, yeah, and then go to Croatia. After Croatia, a Split, and then go to yeah. Anyway, I can't pronounce. And then eventually go to eventually I go to Greece. Yeah. Athens.
Wow. I wish you all the best. You're going to have
Thank
a
you.
ball. It's going to be a fantastic time.
Oh yeah,
When
thank
you get
you.
back, we should talk about this.
Yeah. Maybe you can interview me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much,
Thank
Nora, for
you.
being with me and us, and thank you, our audience. Dr. Juhl is with us now. Peter, and also Sharkfin Tech, and then Sean earlier, and then also we have a Ted and some other people who are not writing because some people don't, if you have to set up account before you can write, I believe. Yeah. So, yeah,
And if I posted this on my Facebook, now that it's live, would it automatically come on, or should I
yeah,
post it again?
automatic, yeah, automatically on. Yeah. So you
Oh,
can just give this link to your, people who might be interested in subject we're talking about, and we can send this to festival people. Yeah, yeah. And
cool.
please subscribe, Juhl Media. But subscribe is not enough, Oh, liking this video. So click on liking. And I think for I learned a lot from Clubhouse. There's a YouTube group. YouTube just talk about. They say you really need people watch through your video, not
Oh,
just to
yeah,
subscribe
until
you.
the end. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because just subscribe, the algorithm, do not like that. We don't need a fake subscribers. We need the people really appreciate our works. So please watch through our videos. And also Nora Armani has, with the socially relevant film festival, also has a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it's getting bigger and bigger. So
Oh, yeah, we're very happy about that. And we're going to start earlier this year. As soon as we decide the programming, we're going to start interviewing people.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea. Okay, great.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna say
Thank you
goodbye.
so much.
Yeah, and yeah, you're welcome. And have next weekend, left a weekend. Yeah, have a good one. All right, bye
Bye.
everybody.
Thank
Yeah.
you.